declare a state of emergency and move your troops there to restore order. The existence of your country as president is being threatened, and you are playing politics. You could declare a state of emergency in Rivers State because Wike's interest was threatened, and then people are dying to the extent that your own general, please, we are on national television, your own general was killed in that manner, and things are normal. Nigerians will take it. How many generals have died in the last 6 months in this country? No, for goodness sake, where's the peer review among presidents? Doesn't our president recognize that other presidents are watching him? The whole world is watching us, making us a laughing stock. If this, as was told to me, was happening to another neighboring African country, what would be our reactions as Nigerians? Look, wait. The point is that why can't the president simply, take over the states? No court in Nigeria has told him how not to declare or how to operate a state of emergency. He may not have a suspend.
Like you said,
the difference here is that we have state governors that are working, that are in cahoots, that are tolerant of this situation. And you can see now that it is affecting everybody. It's affecting it's affecting even the elites most because they can't travel across Nigeria anymore. These kidnappers have abandoned regular business. They've seen how much, kidnapping pays. Talking to the general recently, and he told me that the kidnapping economy, the ransom economy has seen to the payment of ransom in the trillions, nearly 2 trillions in the last few years. So who would abandon that kind of economy? It is time the military stopped, and not only the military, and the presidency stopped this unnecessary, useless jingoism about condemnation, about resolution, and doing nothing. Things that can be done that are not rocket science. Yet they do nothing about it, and then they come and make sweet statements. I don't want to be angry. Well, national television. Oh, for goodness sake, I would implore this president. Learn from either General Obasanjo, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, President Obasanjo, or President Jonathan. President Obasanjo, was a responsible president. He tackled any form of insecurity. You feared the Nigerian state, whoever you were at that time. Whether you were killing soldiers in Udi or or Zakibiam, you feared because you knew that there would be consequences. Or you, as President Tinubu, learn from a president like Goodluck Jonathan, who is currently living his life in regret, not exercising his powers as president in deploying and fighting against insecurity. This president will also live in regret if he doesn't in the next 6 months do the things that are drastic, take drastic measures beyond all of these useless statements.
I asked you, what drastic measures are you talking about?
First of all, let us have some practical, pragmatic state of emergency in several states across the country where these governors have not only failed in providing security, but working against concerted efforts by the military or the federal government in providing security. I expect, look, no court yet. We don't understand the impact. No, for goodness. What are you talking? What are you talking about? Is this not Katsina State? A state government that sanctioned negotiations with bandits who came to Katsina State wearing the uniform of the Assistant Commissioner of Police that they killed. And please, I don't want to get emotional on this. This is a state government endorsing bandits, and now this state government could not, manage the death, the rescue or the kidnap of a military general. And that the president will say, you see, the biggest problem is the normalcy that follows this shock. So what happens? Why can't the president declare a state of emergency on this matter? And then be pragmatic. Was it not our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, who declared that there were Boko Haram members in his government? So you think that there were no Boko Haram members or insurgents and their sympathizers in the Nigerian military, or in the security system, or in government at all? So don't we see this language? Don't we hear their rhetorics? Don't we see their moves? Doesn't the president see these things? But the president doesn't do anything. He hasn't got courage to take out anybody, to prosecute anybody. Have we not seen members of the National Assembly be accused of directly funding terrorists and insurgents and bandits and kidnappers in this country? Has the president brought them to book? The president is in charge of the police. The president is in charge of the state security service. For goodness sake, look, unfortunately, the president has a whole lot to do. bandits use motorcycles. I mean, for goodness sake, stop the use of motorcycles temporarily and let's see what happens.
All right.
I mean, strangulate them in terms of finances. This is getting too much. Mr. President has the powers, and I think he needs to, for once,
use your powers.
How many people have look, we should have some purge. Even in the military, wherever it is, stop the economics of kidnapping.
Oh, well, I think the pain is indescribable, especially when you saw the pictures of the fine gentleman in his military uniform, once the face of Nigeria's military, being reportedly killed after weeks in the kidnappers' den.
Well, it was said it died of complications of diabetes.
No, don't go there. Don't go there, because this is a major general, a 2-star general, served the country in his highest possible capacity. Kidnapped. I'm not going to trade blames here. You asked me the question how he hit me. For goodness sake, the existence of our country is being threatened at this moment. Because if a general of that rank, there's this unusual solidarity among the people, the men of the military, men and women of the military. You would think that they would deploy the best that they've got to rescue one of their very best. General Rabe represented the face of Nigerian military at the time. I acknowledge I have resolved never to trade blames, not even against the president in this matter, because this is a collective fight and it's a collective slap on the existence of Nigeria. So we are beyond saddened, but we are now being faced with a whole lot of disillusionment, hopelessness, and a state where we question our existence, whether the state can actually respond to this situation. Unfortunately, we have a president who is yet to deploy his powers in resolving by himself to carry out some drastic measures that are proportionate to the degree of hopelessness and insecurity facing this country. Because right now, the most embarrassed people right now are the Nigerian military, together with the president. And for the ordinary Nigerian watching helplessly is that if this can happen to a high-ranking soldier of that category, a major general, and he who died, they didn't rescue him in 2 days, not even in 1 week, and then he had to die helplessly from complications of whatever. Well, then let's look at the dynamics of the environment in which these bandits operate, unhindered. And especially in that casino.
Shame to all of those politicians who think they want to take advantage of this situation to abuse the president or criticize him. They should be ashamed. This is the time for all of us to come together. He is president as a matter of authority, but he fails. Okay. He fails to use his responsibility.
The buck stops
there is a whole lot of things he can do.
The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, I just want to bring this in because recently again, this is Rabe dying. But just in Zamfara, 19 farmers dead.
No, okay.
Just that way. And they just came in shooting sporadically.
So first,
hold on. And you're wondering, where was the security? But the Minister of Defense, Musa, is saying there are plans on the way to embed civil society actors and activists in Nigeria's counter-terrorism operations to give them first-hand experience. What do you make of this?
Oh, well, he doesn't need to do that, but he's forced to say that when activists, maybe like me and others in the street, make very unrealistic statements.
It depends on what you mean.
No, for goodness sake, hold on. You talk as if
because they should hold government accountable when people are dying.
In this country, we have freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Look, but you also have to speak responsibly and correctly.
Good.
To think that we make sweeping statements that we don't have a military. If we don't have a military, why are we sitting down here? Look, let's appreciate the small efforts that is still keeping this country together. And then,
you're taking that phrase literally.
No.
What the person could be saying is that they're not performing at optimal. So the question is, why are they not? Because there's been talk about they want to Libya.
Who is General Musa in this scheme of things? Minister of Defense.
Yeah.
But who is the Commander-in-Chief? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do? What are his advisors telling him? What is he supposed to do that he has not been doing? That should be the question. And again, This calls for some measure, and I pray, and I've always asked for some national unity, not national disintegration, making the bandits to win on all sides, having causing serious trauma to the population, and again, now destabilizing the political situation in this country. We shouldn't allow that.
Let me bring this into the equation.
Nigerians, when are we going to tell ourselves the bitter truth that the only way to solve insecurity in Nigeria once and for all, the only way is to vote out APC, is to vote out Tinubu, not just Tinubu, APC. That's the only way. Prayer cannot solve insecurity in Nigeria. Prayer cannot. APC, no matter the amount of time you give them, cannot solve insecurity in Nigeria. No amount of protest can solve insecurity in Nigeria. And the reason why this message is important at this time is that I'm seeing all the energies that we are putting in to protest. Will the protest solve insecurity in Nigeria? It's a critical question. One thing we must realize is this. Who brought these bandits into Nigeria? APC. In 2014, their reason for bringing the bandits, the reason that the APC gave, they are the ones that said it by themselves, was in case Jonathan and the PDP did not relinquish power, they planned to use the bandits to disrupt and destabilize and make Nigeria ungovernable for Jonathan. And what they told the bandits was that they were going to help them Islamize Nigeria. So it was a win-win. The bandits saw it that, oh, they will Islamize Nigeria, and the APC saw it that they will gain power. Win-win. What now happened after Jonathan relinquished power? We need to remind ourselves of these things so that we will know that prayer, protests, and APC will not solve insecurity. They will not. And there is a point I am driving at. Just be patient with me, I beg you. After they got into power, the reason changed. The Islamization that they promised the bandits and whatever else were not forthcoming. Then, the modus operandi and their motives also did what? They also changed. That was when people like T.Y. Danjuma came and started shouting, they collude, they collude. Because as even former APC or even current APC people came out to tell us, they imported the bandits into Nigeria. Now that Jonathan was out of the picture, Islamization that they were looking for, they didn't get, or they couldn't get. The motive changed. Now, some people now made that insecurity into a business. People in government made insecurity into a business. So they started talking about repentant Boko Haram. Still, the insecurity still continued. The terrorism continued. The banditry continued. The cattle rustling continued. The kidnapping continued. But then, they will carry people. Look at the Dapchi girls. Carried them. People that were supposed to be watching, they said they were not watching. Then, a few days later, we heard negotiations were done. Ransom was paid. They were released. And they started using it as bragging rights. So they saw it as an avenue for making money, because if there's insecurity, who will question security votes? So they were making money, and then they were using it as campaign material. To tell you, oh, you see, the APC is working. You see, the Dapchi girls were captured, they were released, even though one of them is still in their captivity to date. Now, Buhari's tenure, 8 years left. We are now in Tinubu's regime. You would have thought that, oh, if Buhari was accused of supporting the Islamization agenda because he was a grand patron of Mieti Allah, is Tinubu now also a grand patron of Mieti Allah? And they said, oh, Tinubu's wife is a Christian, so Tinubu cannot support the Islamization agenda. But what do we have? Right now, what was true during Jonathan, what was true during Buhari is also true in this APC under Tinubu, this Nigeria of today. And the only way to solve the insecurity is to vote out APC. And the reason is simple. The people responsible for this are known by government. They are known. DSS, Defense Intel, DIA, EFCC, police, army, they cannot say they don't have intelligence on who these people are. If they did, if they said that, that would mean incompetence. And of course, we all know that our security agencies, they are not incompetent. And it cannot be sabotaged, or can it be sabotaged? That some politicians, opposition politicians, are using this insecurity to paint Tinubu's APC black, to sabotage it, to blackmail it because of elections. Because of elections maybe, but if it is sabotage, that is an ample opportunity for a security agency to show their worth. So it is not sabotage. T.Y. Dajuma said it, they collude. Abacha said it, if insecurity persists for more than 24 hours, government knows about it. So this is my opinion on this matter. The government are the ones behind the bandits, the kidnappers. So no matter how long you protest, the government will not bomb their own agents. Will they? Will they? If not, why would you tell me that? Over 2 weeks, nothing has been done. They will come and tell you, oh, we don't want collateral damage. The children will be collateral damage. Really? Or it's just that, oh, you cannot bomb the people that you sent now. The ones that they capture, they will say they are repentant Boko Haram, repentant bandits. They will give them salary, give them 3 million upfront, give them salary of 50,000 every month, and say they are reintegrating them. They are using them now to raise funds and also to strike fear into the hearts of Nigerians. That's what they are doing, oh. All the kidnappings everywhere, all the banditry everywhere, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, all of them, government hand they inside. It has become a business for them, insecurity. They don't care that the lives of people are lost. Look at what the Oyo kidnappers have done. Does that strike you as people looking for money? Does that strike you as people who are afraid that government might catch up with them? They are operating like people who know that government and them are the same side them dey. So they can video, upload using phone to social media, knowing fully well that government, security agencies have the capacity to track their location with their social media posts. But do they care? Why would they care? When the government is backing them, why would they care? So, think about it however you want to think about it. Unless APC is removed from power, insecurity will continue. Unless APC is voted out in 2027, and I'm not just talking about Tinubu alone, unless APC is voted out, insecurity will only get worse because it's a business for them now. It's a business for them. All of you that are protesting, save your energy. Put it to better use. You don't have PVC and you are protesting that they should bring back our children. They will bring back the children. Then they will now use it to brag to you and campaign to you that yes, you see, APC, they are working. Tinubu is working. You see, you protested and then now the children have been rescued. Vote for APC. They will use it as bragging rights. So whatever you are doing before you protest, make sure you have your PVC. I want to say it if you no get PVC, instead of going to join any protest, go to any INEC local government office. Go and register for your PVC. I said it, I will say it again. If you're a student and you know that your voting polling unit is in your school, please go and move that polling unit back to where your parents are. Because during election time, they go shut down schools. And the student population is about 20 million. That's 20 million voters disenfranchised. So if you're a student, you don't have PVC, go and get a PVC. Before you join the protest, if you don't get PVC, go and do PVC first. And even after you now have your PVC, I want to beg you, in the name of God, save that energy to vote out APC in 2027. That is the only solution that will be lasting. Save it, save it, save it. All this one, they will just tear gas some people to show that, okay, to make sure that the thing does not get out of hand. Tear gas some people, then at the end of the day, they shall release those children. But meanwhile, they will kidnap other children. Oh, oh God, they just take us play for this country. The smart ones among us, this is not the time to be quiet. Not waste your time with protest. The solution is to vote them out. And that is why I'm not happy with some people who would just think that, oh, the only thing that they can do is to criticize Tinubu. Criticize him from now till thy kingdom come. Tinubu no send anybody, Papa. And that criticism, what does it solve? Zero, nothing. The only thing is, do you have PVC? And then, are you queuing behind a serious alternative with the capacity to work for the people, not for godfathers, not for vested interests? So if you are not having PVC and you are protesting, you are an enemy. Don't think you are working for Nigeria. You are not. After you get your PVC, save the energy. Come and register for VoteWatch and be part of the team of Nigerians that are going to stop rigging in 2027 so that power can be returned to the people and the people's candidate will get into power. The people's voice will be heard. That's the only way to stop the insecurity and to stop all the problems in Nigeria. That's the only way. Anything apart from that, we are wasting time.